Ever think about what it really takes to, like, run a hotel? I mean, it's got to be more than just, like, those little soaps in the breakfast buffet, right?
Right.
We're going deep on hiring hotel managers today.
Okay.
So we found this article, actually,
Yeah.
on Workable,
Yeah. Yeah.
They help companies find good people to hire.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's all about interview questions,
Okay.
specifically for hotel managers.
Interesting.
It's from October 2024, so pretty recent.
Okay.
If you've ever thought about, like, what makes a good hotel manager,
Yeah.
tick,
Yeah.
or maybe even thought about hiring one,
Uh-huh.
this is for you.
I love it. This could be good.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, right? Like, they talk about the ideal candidate.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, are you a good manager?
Okay.
You really need someone who understands how a hotel works.
Yeah.
Like, all the different pieces.
There's a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the article talked about that.
Mm.
Like, if you've got experience in different parts of a hotel,
Yeah.
like the rooms division,
Yes.
or sales,
Yes.
food and beverage even,
Absolutely, yeah.
like, all that stuff's really valuable.
Right. And, one thing that they mentioned that I thought was super relevant today,
Yeah.
marketing,
Oh, yeah.
especially for hotels that aren't part of, like, a huge chain.
Right, right.
They really have to get out there and try to be noticed.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I've totally booked a hotel based on their Instagram before.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. If a hotel's got a good Instagram,
Right.
it makes it look so inviting.
Totally. So having a manager who knows how to reach people online,
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge plus.
Yeah, it's so important now.
But even with all that, the article is like, okay, the biggest thing is leadership.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, you can have the best marketing, the best food, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but if the manager can't build a good team,
Exactly.
the whole thing falls apart. Happy staff equals happy guests.
100%. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And it's funny because
Yeah.
the way this article talks about finding the right leader, it's like
Yeah.
they have all these, like, kind of sneaky questions,
Oh, interesting.
get past just the, like, resume stuff
Mm-hmm.
and see how people think on their feet.
I like that.
Yeah, and, like, they break the questions down
Oh,
into different groups.
Yeah.
Like, there are these, I guess you'd call them, like, operational and situational,
okay.
all about, like, how do you solve problems?
Right.
Picture this. A giant tour group
Uh-huh.
all shows up at once.
Oh, no.
Chaos at the front desk.
Yeah.
What does the candidate do?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's not just like, what have you done before?
Yeah.
It's more like, what would you do right now in our hotel?
Exactly. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, it really makes them think, about the, like, actual stuff they would have to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's this whole other group of questions
Okay.
about, like, money stuff,
Oh, interesting.
like revenue and costs.
Right. Makes sense.
Which, I mean, that seems pretty important if you
Yeah.
want to know if they're, like, good with the business side of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, one example they give is, tell me about a time you introduced a new technology that saved your hotel money.
Okay. Interesting. Because you might think, what does technology really have to do with a hotel?
Right. Exactly.
But then you think about it, like, what if they got a new system for booking rooms online?
Oh, right.
And that, like, cut down on mistakes with reservations.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That not only saves money,
Yeah,
it probably frees up people to spend more time with the guests.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's about finding those things, that
Mhm.
make things run better,
Yeah.
even if they seem small. And the article also talks about,
Yeah.
they call them people person questions.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because hotels are all about people.
Right.
Like, you're dealing with guests,
Yeah.
staff,
Yeah.
all kinds of personalities.
Okay, yeah.
So things like, how would you handle a really difficult guest?
Oh, yeah.
Or how do you keep your team motivated when things get tough?
Right.
Those questions, I think,
Yeah.
they really show you what someone's made of.
Absolutely. And think about it like this.
Yeah.
Have you ever stayed at a hotel and, like, the staff just made it amazing?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. Like, maybe the concierge went above and beyond,
Mhm.
or, someone left a nice note in your room.
Yeah.
Like, those little things.
Totally.
You remember those?
You do. And sometimes that's all it takes, right?
Exactly.
To make the whole stay great.
It can make or break the experience.
It really can.
Yeah. Wow. And, I bet those little things come from the manager a lot of the time.
Yeah, creating that culture.
Exactly.
So the article really goes into like
Yeah.
how these people person questions can help you figure out
Uh,
not just if they're a good manager,
right.
but if they can lead.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's more than,
Mm-hmm.
just telling people what to do,
Yeah, yeah.
getting them excited to,
Yeah.
make those awesome experiences for the guests
Right, right.
and being able to deal with like,
Yeah. The tough stuff.
oh, absolutely.
Gracefully.
Yeah, like imagine
Mm-hmm.
you're short-staffed in the middle of like the busiest season
Oh, yeah.
or like some major piece of equipment breaks
Oh, man.
right when you need it most.
Total nightmare.
So those operational questions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those can show you how someone handles pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do they just fall apart?
Right.
Or do they, like, take charge and get creative? That's what you want.
Exactly. You want someone who can lead through anything.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
almost like they're a ship captain or something.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Steering through rough seas.
Keeping everyone calm.
Exactly. You need that cool head to make good decisions.
Definitely. And remember those questions about,
Yeah.
the money stuff?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Those can tell you if someone's got a good head for business.
It's important, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about saving money.
Right.
It's about growing the business, too.
Yeah, making the hotel more profitable.
Exactly. You need someone who gets that.
Yeah, for sure. They even suggest something I thought was kind of wild.
Oh, what's that?
Like, they say, ask the person if they've ever actually stayed at your hotel.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's bold.
It is. It's like getting
Yeah.
almost like an outsider's perspective.
Oh, I see. Like a secret shopper almost.
Yeah, kind of. But you get to, like, ask them why they think certain things.
That's a good point. You might learn something you never even thought about.
Exactly. Like maybe they point out that the check-in process is confusing
Yeah.
or, they didn't like something about one of the amenities.
Oh, that's interesting. And I bet the candidate would be impressed, too.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, like you're showing them you actually care about what they think.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we've talked about the ideal candidate,
Mhm.
those different types of questions,
Yeah.
and all these like really cool tips from Workable.
Right.
But I feel like this goes beyond just hotels,
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it.
Mm-hmm.
These principles could apply anywhere you're looking for a good leader.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Right.
If you're hiring like a marketing director.
Right.
Or a head chef even.
Mm-hmm. Or someone to like lead a team of software engineers.
Yeah, exactly. Like being able to think critically and
Yeah.
solve problems
Yeah.
and lead a team.
It's all so important.
Those are valuable skills anywhere.
It really is about finding people who not only can do the work,
Yeah.
but who can make other people do their best work too.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like so much of that comes down to like
Yeah.
personality.
Oh, totally. Like Workable talks about this too.
Yeah.
The soft skills are just as important as, the technical stuff.
Right. Remember those people person questions?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're trying to find those qualities that make a great leader.
Right.
really.
Like, are they empathetic?
Yeah.
Can they communicate well?
Mhm.
Are they positive?
And those things, I think.
Yeah.
They show up in those small interactions
No way.
that can really make someone's experience good or bad,
Exactly.
whether it's a guest at a hotel
Yeah.
or someone working on a team.
Right. It's about building a culture where everybody feels good.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, to wrap up our deep dive on hotel management hiring, let's think about you, the listener, for a minute.
Mhm.
Think about, like, what really makes a difference to you?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're the customer or on the team,
Yeah.
what would you look for in a hotel manager
Right.
to create that kind of experience?
It's a good question. And I think this deep dive has given us a lot to,
Mm-hmm.
think about.
Yeah.
We got all these great insights from, the folks at Workable. We
Yeah.
talked about the ideal candidate,
Yeah.
all those like clever interview questions,
Mm.
and the fact that like it's not just hard skills, right? You might have the soft skills too.
Yeah, yeah. But now it's your turn to use this stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe you aren't in the hotel business,
Right.
but you're trying to build a team that's like killer at your company. Or I don't know, maybe you just like to think about
Yeah.
what makes a good leader,
Right.
whatever it is. I think what we learned here
Yeah.
is that it's about more than just a resume.
Oh, totally.
It's like, don't get stuck on what someone did.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure out how they think.
Yeah. Yeah. And who they are,
Right, exactly. And that's where those questions come in.
Right.
The ones Workable talks about,
Mm-hmm.
the behavioral ones.
Yeah, because those get to like
Yeah.
problem solving, leadership style.
Yeah.
How do you connect with people?
Right, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's gold in any field.
Absolutely.
So, as you go forward,
Yeah.
keep this stuff in mind.
Yeah.
Ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
Look for those soft skills.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to get an outsider's perspective.
I love it.
We've given you some ideas,
Mhm.
but, this is just the start.
Right.
Now it's up to you to take it further. What questions would you ask to find the perfect person?
Ooh, good one.
What kind of leader would you want to work for?
Yeah. Keep thinking about it.
Mm.
Keep learning. And who knows what you'll find.